Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Judiciary Committee, I am Rabbi Hillel Platzir, spiritual leader of Temple Shalom Synagogue in Auburn. I speak here as a private citizen, but also on behalf of my two rabbinic colleagues who stand here on either side of me, Rabbi Carolyn Brown of Portland, Rabbi Susan Holba-Carbuto of Augusta. I speak in favor of LD 1020 from two different perspectives. As rabbis, we come from a tradition that recognizes that every human being is created in the divine image. Human beings that we like, even human beings that we don't like, and yes, even human beings who engage in behavior of which we may not approve. The Jewish tradition also recognizes God's statement in the book of Genesis that it is not good for a human being to be alone. In our view, marriage is not only for raising children, but also very much for companionship. The best scientific knowledge of our time tells us that gay men and lesbians did not choose that orientation any more than someone else chooses to be heterosexual. Gay men, lesbians, like the rest of us, are created in the image of God. And God said it's not good for any human being to be alone. And in that case, I look at this issue and I think, who am I? Who are we as a human society to tell people that they have to live alone or live alone? As a rabbi, as a person of faith, I believe it is a God-given right for each one of us to make family with whoever we choose. I know that there are some religious people who are telling this committee that God is opposed to gay marriage. Well, first of all, I would suggest that anyone who purports to know the mind of God is treading on potentially dangerous ground. If we could define God, if we could understand God, it wouldn't be God anymore. But also, as Reverend Worth said a moment ago on behalf of the Religious Coalition, such testimony to this committee is as irrelevant as my testimony that I believe God would favor this bill. Whether or not gay marriage is religiously the right thing or the wrong thing, that's for each of us to decide as individuals. But under our Constitution, it's not for the state to decide between different religious views of legislation. Before I was a rabbi, I was an attorney, and as a recovering attorney, I also see this as a civil rights issue. And that's something that very much is in the role of the state to decide. As Reverend Gajewski said a moment ago, there was a time when many states told men and women of different colors that they could not join together to create a family. It wasn't natural, some people said. It wasn't the way things were meant to be, they said.
Rabbi, I have to ask you to...
I'm winding up. I'm very thankful that, and very proud of my country, that we have realized that so many ways in which we have discriminated against our fellow citizens have been wrong, and we have changed that. As we have most recently demonstrated by electing a biracial person as president. As a nation, we've learned that people are equal even as they are different. If two men or two women want to form a stable family, I submit that it's very much in the interest of the state to encourage such stable, loving families. I urge you to support LD 1020. I thank you for your attention.